What's up, YouTubeites, ghouls and goblins? The last Cover Price Top 10 show before Halloween. We still got a Shaker show before Halloween. While you guys are congregating, I whipped up a little short something special for you. Get into the mood.
You gotta find a Halloween mix.
Well, I typically play this. I've been playing this the last 2 years, actually, during October. I forgot about it this year. But, while you guys are congregating, get down with a little trap mix.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pimp, when you're ready, your 6 minutes starts now. Check this out.
Yo, that was hype. That was hype, man.
Doing a little 2 for Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? You got some Halloween as well as some fucking metal, man. Speaking of metal, Dark Side Jedi, say what's good to the people.
Yo. Tuesday nights. It's the top 11, baby. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's got some good books, but I also think there will be a lot of people that have these books because they seem to be pretty damn popular. Yeah,
got a good chance.
Yeah,
stepping up again as guest panelists because a couple of lords couldn't make it. My man J2 Ramirez, newly minted for Comic Book Fiend Club. Say what's good to the people.
Hello, everybody. J2, I might be a little muffled there. Hold on.
A lot better. Double the mask.
Yeah. Double whammy. Hey, happy Halloween, man. It's Halloween week. I'm hyped.
Yeah, man.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, man. Sorry I haven't been posting Halloween comic covers, but I'm glad that the thing is really spread on Instagram. Like when we first started this, I think 4 or 5 years ago when we started doing Halloween comic covers, and it's great to see everybody doing it, man. I'm not saying we took credit for it, but
shit.
A lot of the OG members did, man, that started Halloween comic covers, and it's a fantastic thing. I'm going to be big in posting some big boy books pretty soon. While Ryan is trying to show something off, the show is sponsored by our friends at
Halloween comic covers. No big deal.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, this show is sponsored by our friends at CovrPrice.com. Go to CovrPrice.com for your price guides, collections, and trends. For a whole price of $6.99 a month, what does that get you on November 1st?
McRib.
Get your McRib, boys. Show's also sponsored by our friends at KRS Comics. Go to KRSComics.com. Use discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off any KRS Comics exclusives. And you don't need to use the code for FOC books because guess what? You automatically get 25% off on FOC books. So if you got books on your pull list, go hit them up. Also, the Geek Swag Shop, use discount code LOTLB. Get time to get those Lords hoodies. It's getting a little chilly out there. Rocking mine today, you know what I'm saying? But you can't get the red one. You can't get the red one. Not quite yet, man.
I got
Jado. Yeah? Look at Ryan. Doubling up.
Yeah,
No KRS Comics exclusives today. We are KRS will be dropping exclusive Friday, but this is the fire variant that dropped.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh!
Over the last week is the Sneakerhead Black Panther variant, which looks dope. Also, this Krill Reppin' really limited print a variant of the Heathens. So go check out KRSComics.com. Use the discount code LOTLB to get 15% off any of the variants exclusive to the store. Or if you're just doing FOC books, you get 25% off all brand new books. How can't beat that, right? For a brand new comic.
25% is dope.
Comic day. That's right.
I think the most I can get around here from a store is like 20%, but you got to pay for it. So
it's not bad at all. So once again, the cover price is even in the Halloween mood there. We got an orange thumbnail. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Once again, this is the cover price top 10 for the week ending October 24th. Look at that. We're almost in November. Time for me to grow my creepy Uncle TiVo mustache for No Shave November, man. So it's funny when you look back at my old videos and it's like my poor niece has a birthday in November. So every picture I've taken with her for like the last 6 years, I have a creepy mustache. My poor niece during November. All right. As always, there's always a book that doesn't quite crack the top 10, but we like to call that our runner-up. What is it this week, Ryan?
Lucky number 11 this week is Phoenix Song Echo number 1. This is Oscar Vega variant from 2021. Art aficionados should instantly recognize this as an homage to the iconic The Kiss painting by Gustav Klimt. This is an homage in comics that's fairly untapped, but that's probably going to change after this variant's aftermarket success. It sold 25 copies. It had a 7-day uptrend of 88% and had a high sale of $55 for a raw copy. The fair market value for this is around $44, it looks like.
I will admit I am not that much of an art aficionado to know what The Kiss is. So, shout out to all yous that do. My art pretty much is Olivia pinup, Frazetta to Soriyama robot chicks and Patrick Nagel from the 80s is the limit of the art that I know besides
I know the
art.
Screamer, right? The guy that's on the bridge.
Screamer, yes. That's like a famous Dutch or Norwegian artist.
About it.
It was actually on a Jeopardy question. Me and my girlfriend watch Jeopardy religiously every night. It gets your brain thinking. A lot of people don't think it's not the actual answer. A lot of times the answer is in the question that they ask. They give you little clues on it. So, you got to be careful. All right. So the runner-up, Phoenix Song, Echo, number 1, the Oscar Vega homage to The Kiss. Man, that is absolutely gorgeous. That is a cool cries out to me to have a gold foil variant, right? Just the way you look at it.
Man, yeah.
That looks dope. All right. Let's get right to the top 10, boys and girls. What do we got for number 10, Josh?
Oh, man. Coming in red hot at number 10, but falling one spot this week is Philadelphia 12, the Todd McFarlane variant. Todd McFarlane's rare non-spawn variant continues to move in the aftermarket. Usually, hot variants like this fall off after a week while collectors move on to something new. That's not the case for this Philadelphia cover, which sold 18 copies, had a 7-day trend of 241% and a high sale of $45 for a raw dog copy with a fair market value of 43 smackaroos.
Damn, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And I know someone that's got this. I saw him post it today, as a matter of fact, or yesterday.
I don't think I've ever saw it on my LCS or they ever had it. So anybody in the live chat know what the ratio of this was? Put it in the live chat to be curious to see because we commented on this last week that it doesn't really look like Todd McFarlane art.
No, you would never know unless
yeah. I mean, it's totally departure. Maybe that's why it's getting such popularity because it's an artist that doesn't look. I mean, the only reason you can tell is the McFarlane Sig box on it, but outside of
And
that, it
honestly,
doesn't.
just looking at the cover, I mean, okay, your eye goes right to the guy, the face. I didn't look at
Yeah.
the. If I don't look at the title, I would have thought this was like a 30 Days of Night comic book because it
Or
looks.
not, it looks like Nosferatu from
Yeah,
remember the
yeah.
old Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, old school.
Yeah, for all you old school cats out there, that was a scary ass movie, even though it was a silent film. I think. Remember the original Nosferatu? I mean, it was like it was a silent film, but it was spooky as hell, man.
Dude had long ass fingers.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So number 10 on the list, Philadelphia. Number 12, the Todd McFarlane variant. All right, what do we got for number 9?
Well, a holdover from last week. This issue features the first appearance of Jay Nakamura, who John Kent will explore his bisexuality with in the upcoming issue number 5. This variant for Jay's first appearance remains hot this week with 35 copies sold, a 7-day uptrend of 126%, and a high sale for a raw copy of $23. But you can probably get a deal for about $16, and that's what we're seeing as the fair market value for this book.
Yeah, and as predicted last week, I mean, it was pretty high up in the list, and the novelty wears off, and so it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, whatever. Speculators and comic speculators don't care; they buy on controversy, and they buy these up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever their beliefs are, and I think the publishers know this too. Like when Tim Drake came out, right? That book was on the list for a couple of weeks, and it just dropped off, and then it just becomes a thing of normalcy. It's just like, oh, by the way, this dude is like this, so we shall see. It's just funny to me, all like the mainstream news that's in outrage saying Superman is gay, and they're like,
well, they don't know. They think it's they think it's Kal-El.
Exactly. Yeah, just like when they thought Miles Morales was the people got outraged saying Peter Parker is not black and Puerto Rican. He's
I said this last week. I'm more upset that they aged him up. I was really a fan of the Super Sons.
Does this take place
man,
in the normal DC Comics continuity, or is it outside of it? Because when him and Robin were young.
Yeah,
that's a good
question.
question.
That was super popular. As a matter of fact, I got the omnibus for that. It's a great storyline, Super Sons.
Yeah, so let me leave that in the live chat if this is a out of DC continuity book or not. Because they were aged up from when him and Little Robin were doing their little thing. What were they called? Super Sons, right?
Super Sons, yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 9 on the list, Superman, son of Kal-El. Number 2. What do we got for number 8? Wow, it's still on here.
Man, number 8, we have Captain Marvel 27 from 1973. All right, so this is a tough one to do without spoilers. So let's do this. This issue features the first full appearance of Eros, brother of Thanos, who was later called Star Fox. Now, if you know why this is trending, then we won't go into it. However, for those who don't like spoilers, then don't search for Eros or Star Fox right now. Sorry, Nintendo fans. Let me just put that there. Since the first cameo of Eros is in the already pricey Iron Man 55, which is the first appearance of Thanos, fans turn to his next key, which is this. And trending with 28 copies sold, a 7-day trend of 176%, and a high-end sale of 420 AO for a CGC 8.0. Wow.
420.
Nice.
All right. So prior to this news dropping, this run was already because I collected this run, Captain Marvel 25 through like 34. This is the Starlin run on Captain Marvel that really kind of introduced Captain Marvel and Thanos into the whole thing. And so this run is like one of them also features the first appearance of Death on the cover. It's like Thanos and Death looking through a window. And so, I mean, this is like the Starlin Captain Marvel run, right? And then now it's just, boom, it's gone through the roof because of said end credit scene for the Eternals, which, we won't spoil it on here, but it's pretty damn easy because the funny thing is a critic for Variety of all things posted it after he saw it. And it was like, wait a second, you work for Variety? I mean, this, you have an NDA that you're not supposed to say anything. So my guess is Marvel's like, go ahead and say something, maybe it'll get more attention to the movie. So, just like the the Carnage, Let There Be Carnage. Remember how they dropped the trail, the scoop for the end credit scene,
right,
where Peter, and they try to take him down on some sites, but it was pretty much all over the place, and I think that helped boost sales because a lot of people were saying, I watched the movie just for the end credit scene, take it for what, if you like the Venom 2 movie, but man, that was the quickest 90 minutes of my life. That was a really fast moving movie, so. Alternatively, I mean, Eternals is 2.5 hour runtime. So, and that starts next weekend. I do believe November 5th, man. So finally we get to another Marvel film. So number 8 on the list is Captain Marvel, number 27. What do we got for number 7?
Number 7 is She-Hulk, number 6. More Arrows. This is simply a modern Arrows cover by Greg Land that suddenly became popular as collectors raced to buy their favorite key books and covers. It sold 12 copies. It had a 7-day uptrend of 417%, and it had a high sale for a raw copy of $46.
Yeah, so this is like the controversial run where I think She-Hulk, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think She-Hulk defends Arrows in a court trial for like something, because first of all, Arrow's power is he has the ability to to, how do I say this, roofie people, I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh wow!
I mean, Eros is the god of love. I mean, so the Star Fox version of him is a little bit different, but people are just assuming there you go, the sexual assault issue, and so She-Hulk, I do believe, defends him in court over that. So I seriously doubt that will be a thing in the films. Kudos to you guys for buying this issue up, but I seriously doubt you're going to see a Star Fox sexual assault case inside of a Marvel Disney film. I just call me crazy. I don't know. I may be off on this, but sometimes I get things right. But I can definitely see him as Thanos' brother. As a Titan and all that good stuff. And he's pretty powerful too. Obviously a member of the Avengers, and you're probably wondering, why is Arrows appearing all over the place? Well, Google it and you'll soon find out. But number 7 on the list is She-Hulk, number 6 from 2006. All right. What we got for number 6?
Man, number 6 is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 1 from 2021. And back to John Kent. The news of Superman's son, John Kent, shook the internet with the news that he's bisexual. Interest in his overall story arc continues with solid sales of this first issue of the series, path to issue number 5. It sold 49 copies and had a 7-day trend of 111% and had a high sell of $150 for a CGC 9.8 pre-sale. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
I do like this cover. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, digging homage to Superman number 1.
Awesome.
Very classic cover. Love the kind of yellow and the framing of it and all. Very reminiscent of Golden Age Superman covers. They always, like the first 10 issues, they're all yellow covers.
It is Superman number 1 from the Golden Age. I mean, that's the cover, man.
Yeah, so very cool. And you know what I dig about this, and I'm gonna sound like that guy who says like a broken record all day. There's lots of font on the cover. There's actual words, right? Nowadays, you just get a cover and there's nothing on it. But this tells you there's 20 pages of action, all in full color, beginning the story of the daring exploits of the 21st century Superman. You rarely see that type of hype. Can't go to say flexing. Look at him. All right, Wayne B doing good too, 4 out of 6, man. But number 6 on the list is Kal-El number 1. That means we're halfway through the list, boys and girls. And let's put a quick message from our new sponsors, MySlabs.com. If you're tired of paying the eBay fees, go check out MySlabs.com.
Tired of paying 10%, 15%, or more to sell your cards, comics, and digital collectibles? How does 1% sound? Too good to be true? Well, not anymore. MySlabs.com is the web's premier user-driven marketplace for buying and selling slabbed cards, sealed wax, and now slabbed comics and digital collectibles. So the next time you're forced to pay 10% or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com and join the 1% revolution.
There you go. If you're tired of paying eBay fees of 10% or more and then PayPal fees on top of that, you just pay 1% and then just worry about the PayPal fees. But what's interesting is that both Marvel and DC are going all in the NFT game now too as well. As for the I guess that's what you would consider a digital collectible. You remember when I think NBA Hoops is the first one that started this last year, right? When they were doing those the
the Top Shots.
Yeah, Top Shot, and that just blew up, and now
Yep.
they're everywhere. And I even said back then, I said, you know what? They're gonna end up doing this for comic books pretty soon. You know, where you can get the art, or you can get like maybe a DC film or MCU film NFT clip or something along those lines. I don't understand it, but hey, that's what the kids are. That's what the kids are into nowadays. So whatever, man. So let's get on to the next one. What do you got for number 5?
Gun Honey #1. This is the second print. I bet you thought it was going to be an Adam Hughes cover. Instead, we have this hard to find second print by artist Robert McGinnis. Limited to an estimated 2,000 copies. It sold 23 copies. It had a 7-day uptrend of 258% and had a high sale of $75 for a raw copy. Although you can probably find it for around $44 or $45 at fair market value. That is a really cool cover.
Yeah. Can you say it's bondage cover? Because she's got handcuffs.
It's my type of cover.
Yeah, I mean the other cover is pretty hot too. I mean, this is one of those things where the cart is leading the horse because before the book was even published or came out, they already announced that they got a deal. So I mean, I think ideally that's like speculator's dream, right? You find out that a book has been optioned before it even comes out, it gives you a chance to jump in at the ground level and start buying up all the issues because you figure not just issue number 1. If it's an ongoing series, there are probably multiple first appearances that are littered throughout the series. Right after Gun Hunting number 1, 2, 3, what have you, first 10 issues. I think it's a shrewd marketing idea, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure like sometimes some of these bigger creators when they draw or they do comics, they have in their mind already, hey man, I want to get my comic optioned from someone in Hollywood, and it kind of helps lead sales. I mean, this is a perfect example of that. I mean, do you think Gun Honey would be selling as much as it would if they didn't say, hey, it's already been optioned? No, I think it's brilliant marketing, get a deal before your book comes out and it's guaranteed to fly off the shelves. So number 5 on the list is Gun Honey #1, the second print variant from Titan. You won't see it from Image because Image is no longer doing second print comics, but that's the story for another day, another time, because of the paper shortage apparently. But if you haven't read, Image Comics came out and said they're not going to be doing second printings of comics anymore because of the paper shortage. I don't know how there's a paper shortage, but apparently off the coast of California, we got about 100 ships that are waiting to unload goods because the docks are full, and it's crazy. I mean, computer chips, everything is on a shortage. So we could see a shortage of toilet paper like we did back in 2020. Remember that? Man, it seems so long ago when people were stocking up on toilet paper, and now it's like, man, we could go through that all again. So
just get a bidet.
Know. Yeah, man, get a bidet or just take
That's
a shower.
That's what I'm saying. Get a bidet, man.
Beast. All right, number 5 on the list is Gun Honey #1, the second print variant from Titan Comics. All right, we got another book that starts with a W on this. What do we got for number 4?
Number 4, Lord of Brooklyn. This is for you. Number 4 is Warlock and the Infinity Watch #1 from 1992. No longer a dollar book, this 90s staple is having the best month ever. Due to it being the cheapest and more accessible Warlock book, it made this week's list again by moving 45 copies. It also had a 7-day trend of 163% and a high sell of $35 for a near mint raw dog copy, although the fair market value is only $22.
It's obvious that this is not going to be a dollar bin book because it says collector's first issue right on the cover.
Yo, for the longest time, man, you could find this book everywhere. It was a dollar bin book everywhere. I mean, I guess I could be snooty and say, you know what? I have all those Adam Warlock hymn books and the Warlock series and the Marvel premieres and all that good stuff. So this is like the only one I don't have. And, but it's like it's the trickle down economics, right? If you can't Well, it's probably the wrong usage of the words trickle down economics, but I'm gonna use it in the term of comic books, trickle down, meaning people get outpriced for first appearance, first cover appearance, first name, whatever. And Warlock is just rife full of that, from his first appearance as him to first appearance as Adam Warlock,
First appearance as a Cocoon.
Cocoon, first appearance of Carlos Warlock, first appearance of
Carlos.
Warlock, and
Uncle Warlock.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but
Freddie
but
Warlock.
This one is interesting though. I mean, this is where the Infinity Watch is a team that kind of after the Infinity Gauntlet, they Warlock kind of became the how do I say, the watch keeper or the overseer of the Infinity Gems or whatnot, because he has the soul gem, I do believe, on his forehead. I do believe that's a soul gem on his forehead.
Who's that rapper that got that gem implanted in his forehead, but then it got ripped out? Some fan ripped it out of his forehead.
One of those whack little
he like implanted a gem on his forehead or inside his forehead. Shit.
Man, if fools are gonna be snatching chains, they're definitely gonna snap a gem out of your forehead. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful with that jewelry game, man. No,
it was like Thanos and fucking Vision and shit.
I know, right?
He chain in.
It's got to be one of those new school mumble rappers. I had heard.
Yeah, it was. I forget his name though.
Yeah. Shout
Lil
out
Uzi,
to
Captain America. Thank you.
Little Uzi Vert. Yeah. Shout out to Little Uzi Vert. That mumble rappers, you get the salute. There you go. All right. So number 3 on the list, or number 4 on the list, is Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Number 1 from 1992. The golden era of overprinted comic books, 1992. All right. What do we got for number trace?
Number trace is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2. And this is the first appearance of John Kent's new love interest, Jay Nakamura. It slips from the number 1 spot last week with 69 copies sold, 7-day trend of 132%, and a high sale of $29 for a raw copy with a fair market value of just about $20.
Yeah, we'll see how long this stays on here. I mean, people are snatching up all the copies.
Well, it was 1 last week. It's 3 this week. It'll be 6 next week, and it'll be off the list in 3.
That's just, it's just the way it is. It's cyclical, right? I mean, people buy them up from the shops, and then they go to all the online resources to buy them, and so we'll see. I think it's still a dope cover, though. I'm digging the Superman logo that he's standing above of. It reminds me of the Codex from Man of Steel. Remember when a dumbass couldn't figure out how to put it in the thing in the plane because, you need to push it in. But anyway, I was just watching Man of Steel again the other day. I was just like, just push the damn codex in, man, or whatever that thing is. The thing that had to get, remember they were on the plane and it was Lois Lane and the professor guy had to figure out how to push it in, and the S symbol was off kilter, and he goes, I got to push it in to activate it. But anyway, number 3 on the list is Son of Kal-El. Number 2. We're coming in. We're almost there, boys and girls. What do we got for number 2? Should be no surprise.
Man, we have Avengers 232 from 1983. Now we officially get the first appearance of Arrows as Star Fox. As Arrows joins the Avengers, the Wasp gives him the moniker, stating the inspiration as, "You're a pretty foxy guy, and you've been out among the stars." This issue took off in a big way this week and sold 65 copies, had a 7-day trend of 416%, and had an all-time high sale of $950 for a CGC 9.8. Good gosh, that's amazing.
Wow. $950. So this is the first time his name is Star Fox, or the first time he's I guess so, because he's foxy and he's from the stars. But leave it up to Wasp. If you ever read the comics, Wasp has always kind of been like kind of always like flirting with dudes, to the point where there was the controversy of, remember, Yellow Jacket had to there was a domestic violence issue with that. If you guys remember that I think it was in the 90s, where Yellow Jacket like slapped her or something like that. It was like a big controversy. Nowadays, I wouldn't even make the list. You kidding me? Come on, people get slapped all the time. But
she shouldn't have been.
Back in the day, it was a big deal. Yeah, Yellow Jacket and the Wasp. I think he was Yellow Jacket at the time when it was Hank Pym. But once again, another story you will never ever see in the Marvel comics.
He was keeping that Pym hand strong.
Oh,
Oh.
very well done, Ryan. Very well done. He's been
There you
waiting
go.
all day for that.
I
But
have
the
been.
Pim
I've
hand
practiced.
strong
I've practiced
is
in the mirror and
strong.
everything.
All right. Good.
Oh, that was
Kudos
great.
to you for the pimp reference. So, number 2 on the list is Avengers number 232. On to number 1. What is it?
Well, the grand finale this week is World War Hulk #1 from back in 2007. And Geeks Worldwide recently posted an article stating that, and
I
I
was going to tell
quote,
you don't even mention the website because they're
oh,
anyway. But go ahead. I don't like
okay.
it.
Well, it says the Geeks Worldwide has learned that Hulk movie is on the way and is currently being called World War Hulk. Yes, we finally have a new solo Hulk film in active development at Marvel Studios, and we were told it is currently slated to start production in late 2022, likely following events of the upcoming She-Hulk series on Disney Plus. End quote. While the news is very unconfirmed, many news sources ran with it, like pretty much they always do. This sent fans rushing online to find a copy of the first issue of World War Hulk, despite the likelihood that this project would follow the original World War Hulk storyline. Regardless, this rumor lit a fire under this first issue, selling 68 copies with a 7-day uptrend of 439%, and it had a high sale of $180 for a PGX 9.9. I think that's about an 8.0 in CGC.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And it has a fair market value of about $47
yeah,
for a raw copy.
For all those asking, so what does Mikey think about this? And let's dissect what this supposed article said and the people over at that website who I've actually had beef with because they were stealing stuff from me and then they talked trash about me and then I just told them, look, I'll fight you wherever you want to go, and then I just left it at that. But anyway,
I retract what I said.
Yeah, but they're not at that reputable. But you never know what could happen. But let's dissect this, okay? Let's say, it's likely following the events of the upcoming She-Hulk series on Disney Plus, which makes no sense at all, right? Because they already shot Hulk into space, at the end of Age of Ultron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he ends up in Sakaar, and then that's pretty much part of the Planet Hulk storyline. What happens after Planet Hulk is World War Hulk, where his wife gets killed and he comes back to Earth and just runs wild with it. And it's interesting that from what I've told is I've asked and, there's no official word yet. Nobody's come out and say anything yet. In the She-Hulk series, the Hulk still has his arm in a sling. So you know what? Anything is possible, right? From what I understand, the rights aren't quite there yet. Universal still has those rights. As a matter of fact, I reached out to a couple of different sources that I know that are, that have, details about things in Hollywood. And from everybody's understanding is that Universal still owns the distribution rights to a Hulk film. So that means if Disney were to make it a Hulk film in the title, Universal would get the distribution rights of it, and then why would Disney give Universal any money? So that's why they made a Thor Ragnarok movie, right? But to think that, first of all, She-Hulk is going to be a courtroom-based film, so I don't see how World War Hulk comes out.
And it's going to be a comedy, I thought.
It is,
or have comical, more comical than the seriousness of having Hulk's wife murdered.
Yeah, so that's why it's like, and then they try to retract it by saying they're going to use elements of it. I'm just saying anything is possible, but if you still try to Google the rights to the Hulk, it's a bit murky. At one point, Universal had the rights to Namor and Hulk. From what I understand, Universal gave up the rights to Namor, but they know the Hulk that Marvel's been doing these Hulk movies, and it could come on Disney Plus because I do believe the distribution rights only pertain to big screen release, cinematic releases, right? Universal would then get the rights to distribute a film, but the way around that is to say it's not a Hulk film. So you could put in a Wolverine versus Hulk movie where Wolverine is the headline of it and have Hulk in it, and that was what we originally heard. Like last year when we broke the scoop from Mikey Sutton that Hulk was going to revert back to his savageness, and they were going to do more of like Immortal Hulk from Al Ewing's run, where he just is kind of this dark kind of.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Maestro. You know,
That'd be sick.
you're dealing with a lot. Like if you look at the films, you know, Banner's like back and forth with Hulk. Like so in Ragnarok, Hulk took over, right? In Endgame, it was, you know, Professor Hulk. It was Banner, but in the Hulk body. Let's get the Hulk to kick Banner to the curb. You know, that Maestro would be awesome.
Well, Hulk has been depowered in the movies, right? As soon as he became Professor Hulk and he hurt his arm, I mean, for all those who are true Hulk fans, you know the Hulk gets his power from his anger. So I mean, when you read the article, it says World War Hulk will come out of the She-Hulk series, which doesn't really make sense if you guys put your speculator hats aside, because everybody's going to buy what everybody else is going to buy because out of FOMO, but nobody has said anything except for this website. But, you know, unfortunately, when this website carried it, Variety also carried it, you know, the Hollywood Reporter also carried it, and they're all citing one single source. From what I heard, you know, they were going to revert Hulk back to his savage nature, and then that's when they want to, because Feige is a big Hulk fan, right? Or Marvel Comics fan. He wants to do Hulk versus Wolverine from Hulk 180, 181, where Hulk, and the storyline would be Hulk crosses into Canada, savagely tearing stuff up, and guess who's get called up to bring him down? Wolverine and Alpha Flight and Omega Flight. That makes more sense to me, whereas you kind of already did Planet Hulk. I mean, where are you going to shoot Hulk off? You're going to shoot Hulk off into space again? I mean, Sakaar has kind of been dealt with already. I mean, you know, if you're talking about the comic storyline, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I ask you guys, does it make sense for Planet Hulk or World War Hulk to come out of a She-Hulk series? It doesn't really, I mean, from a comic reader, does it make sense?
Not at all.
It doesn't make sense to me at all.
No. Hulk and Wolverine, that movie would be that would be amazing.
$1 billion movie.
I think they need to make it
First
more
weekend.
like Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk run, right? And the whole savageness of Hulk they kind of, Al Ewing redid the Hulk mythos, where it's a really dark, monstrous character, to where we say, you know, hey, shout out to Kid Collector Comics for the $1 super chat, $2 super chat. Sorry I'm late, but I couldn't miss the show. Appreciate you, Kid Collector Comics, but. So yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see. I mean, I haven't heard anything yet. At first, they said it was, you know, Phase 4. Somebody else came out and said it's in pre-production, meaning that it starts production in 2022, but it won't come out in 2023. So I mean, the two sources that are saying it are buddies with each other. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's just weird. I don't see how. I'm trying to think of ways for them to do it without, and they're going to retread the story, right? I mean, because they've already did it. Although Hulk kind of shut himself into space, and then he got sucked into Sakaar, and then you got to see us. You literally got to see, here. Where's the cover? This is a damn Hulk you saw in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
this is true.
Yeah, so you know, kudos to those who are buying them. You know, 9.9 for 180 is probably a pretty damn good deal, but we'll see, man. I mean, I don't know what all. You know, I would think we'll find out next week or so during Disney Plus Day. But they're going to announce just Disney Plus projects. I don't know. I mean, if you try to figure out the rights to the Hulk, it's almost impossible. Like nobody knows what the rights are. It's a little bit different from the rights of other studios where. When let's say like whomever had Ghost Rider and Blade, if they didn't make a movie within 7 years, the rights reverted back to Marvel, and that's what happened with Blade and both Ghost Rider. They didn't make a theatrical release. Marvel gained the rights back. Distribution rights is a little bit different, right? That means you know, Universal gets to distribute a film and gets to reap some of the profits from it, whereas Disney is their own distributor, and that's why they kind of went their own. Remember, they with Iron Man, that was the first time they were the distributor of their own movies. Prior to that,
they would just put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, prior to that, it was
let you pay for it.
Prior to that, it was Universal had some rights, Sony had rights, Fox had movie rights. This is when Marvel was like filing for bankruptcy. So, you know, Kevin Feige said, you know what, let me get these. You know, it was a funny story. I can't tell you who told me, but at one point, prior to Iron Man coming out, Sony was given the opportunity to buy the existing MCU characters, and they turned it down. because they were like, what are we going to do with a Doctor Strange film or Guardians of the Galaxy film? And then, oops, almost $1 billion later, but Feige righted the ship, and if it was a guy named Avi Arad who was running Marvel Studios at the time, and Marvel was, in the doldrums, and, obviously, Blade was given to Legendary or whomever. Obviously, Sony did gangbusters with the first 3 Spider-Man films, and they were distributed through Sony Pictures. But then Marvel finally said, screw it. They did an IPO. They became Marvel Studios. They did Iron Man, and then the rest is history. So we'll see, man. I mean, it's still a great read, by the way. That Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. I mean, he comes down and he wrecks shop on the existing Marvel heroes on Earth because he's pissed off because his wife was killed. And there's also that great what if story. What if his wife had survived and Hulk died, and she comes to Earth and she wrecks shop because of Hulk died? And I believe that's the first appearance of Scar as a baby,
right? Yeah, it's one of those as a baby books.
Yeah, as a baby books. Yeah, so we shall see. Stay tuned, man. If anyone's out here anything, we'll find out. But Darkside Jedi, any last words?
Hey, thank you everyone for joining us this fine Tuesday. Looking forward to Thursday, of course, with the Shakers list. And I hope you all had fun. I did.
All right, J2 Ramirez, thanks for stepping in, brother. Any last words?
Thanks, man. As always, I appreciate you guys inviting me on. You can see me every Friday night live with the low grades. Other than that, if I don't see you guys before Sunday, happy Halloween.
Oh, yeah, speaking of,
look at that. All right,
Super Sons.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, wow.
Is that original?
Yeah.
Is that an OA?
Yeah.
Who did that?
Emma Kubert. The daughter of Adam or Aunt, the daughter of one of them.
Yeah, shout out to Otto for always saying Kubert, like Adam Kubert, like the Kubert Report. I've been swamped with work, but I promise tomorrow, boys and girls, I'm gonna do the Mutants long-term spec list with Mikey Sutton. We're gonna go live tomorrow, maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Work's been just beating me down, man. But I'm going to try to get that to you. And then we'll be back on Thursday for the Shakers list. And we may go Sunday with the Letters of the Long Box on Halloween, depending on how things go. We may have to go a little bit. I don't know if it's a good day to go live on Halloween, but we'll see how things play out if we have enough for a letter show. But for J2 Ramirez, Darkside Jedi, this is Steve-O saying, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Bust it. Shake and bake and pull it back.
Now let's do this.
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it. We're here. We're back. Word up.
Let's do what y'all.
You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice. Oh, how so? I'll be too busy looking good.
You can't understand.